Brenda Lee.
Brenda Lee, it is so nice to have you in here. I see you driving around town sometimes, and I always kind of geek out. And I'm like, there's Brenda Lee.
Well, aren't you sweet?
I am
Thank
very
you.
sweet. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Very, very sweet.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the song that every Christmas is played all the time over and over again, you sang that when you were 6 years old. Is that right?
9.
Do you remember singing it? Because I don't remember almost anything at 9 years old.
I do.
Yeah?
I remember the players that played on it. Of course, the writer was Johnny Marks, who was a wonderful. He wrote all the great Christmas standards, and I'll never forget. I was sitting at home and the phone rang, and I answered it, and it was one of my friends, and she said, "Brenda, did you know that your song is all over the movie Home Alone?"
Oh, this is way later, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but that was the catalyst for the song.
Is that right?
Yeah, I had recorded it, and it just laid around and really didn't do anything.
It says here that it was recorded in 1958. I guess I just assumed that it had always been a massive Christmas hit because in our life it mostly has been because Home Alone came out when we were young.
Early 90s.
Yeah, and it was played, but it wasn't like nobody went crazy over it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a good song. It was written by Johnny Marks.
So was it weird to you that it blew up way later?
Yeah, it was. Well, somebody called me, I'll never forget, and said, "Brenda, have you seen the movie Home Alone?" I said, "No." They said, "Well, your song is all over it." And I said, "Which song?" And they said, "Rockin'." And that was really the catalyst that pushed it to where it went.
And you have a Christmas EP that you put out earlier this month, and you do Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Jingle Bell Rock, A Marshmallow World, a reimagined Rockin', as we like to call it in the biz. Rockin', that's what we call it. You guys don't call it that, but me and Brenda call it Rockin'.
Yeah, we call it Rockin'.
So are you known as like the Christmas lady now? Because that's a big part of how a lot of us were introduced to you is rocking around the Christmas tree.
Thank you. You know, like I said, I never thought that would be my signature song, that everybody, if they remembered me, would hear that and say, yeah, that was her song. But it's become that. I thought I'm Sorry would be the one.
Well, what's interesting about that song is it went viral on TikTok. It was on every I'm sorry, so sorry. But that, like, kids were putting that in their TikToks.
It was amazing to me that group understood and loved that song.
How old were you when you recorded I'm Sorry?
14.
And as a kid, were you just a very gifted singer from a young age?
I guess. I mean, I never took lessons. I never practiced, sorry.
As a kid, though, who did, you know?
And it just all came natural.
And at what age did you start to go, I think I'm going to do this as a job? Was it at 6, 7, 8, 9 years old? Did you start traveling around singing?
Yeah,
Wow.
I did. And I came from a very poor family, very poor background. And I was so thrilled that I was going to get to go and work and do what I loved, but get paid for it where I could help my family.
So would you get on a bus with adults and travel the country?
No, not at that point. It was by car, and I slept up in the back window.
Yeah.
Because I was little
That's
and
old
I could
school.
fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is old school.
Because you didn't have to buckle.
And no seatbelts. And people roll windows up and smoke cigarettes.
No seatbelts back then.
That's
No.
right, yeah. So you're traveling around the country. You're a kid performer. You're basically Justin Bieber before Justin Bieber. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
You're the original. Guys, we have the original Justin Bieber here, which is which is super cool.
Yay!
Yes. What I think is remarkable about your career is, you know, as we talk about the songs that, you know, you're like, I'm surprised, but you're in the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And the Rockabilly Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have like 2, 3 different massive careers that independently anyone would be super proud of. But the fact that you're in multiple Hall of Fames just shows how versatile you were as a singer, as an artist. You know, what years do you feel like you were thriving the most artistically?
Ooh.
Like what age for you when you were like on it, you felt like you were singing, creating, like everything was going right?
Probably 14. And I was getting the great songs. and you get a great song, and it's not hard to sing. But it never was work to me at all. I loved it. And I think a lot of people in our industry are unhappy because they don't like what they're doing, but they love the money that it's bringing in, and they love all that. And you'll finally burn out if you don't like what you're doing.
Did you ever burn out?
Never. Because I had a lot of responsibility even at the age I was. My dad died when I was 7, and it was almost like, and I love to sing. Nobody made me sing, but it was like, okay, well, I can sing. Maybe I can make some money.
And you would send it back home?
I'd give it to my mama,
Yeah.
yes.
So I guess you would go back home with it.
Well, we lived in Georgia.
Got it.
So I was on a show called John Farmer and the TV Ranch Boys. And there was a place, a big, huge dance hall called Sports Arena. And I used to sing there every weekend with the guys on the show.
As a kid.
Uh-huh.
So if you're a kid and you're in an industry with a lot of adults, and times were different back then though, but were there a lot of bad influences around you? Not because it was you, but because that's just the nature of that kind of business. You're just around adults, and the road's hard, and there's drinking. And how did that affect you as a kid?
It didn't affect me, but I would see the drinking, and I would see it was hard even as a kid to ride in a car. And I remember sleeping up in that back window. But yeah, I was kind of kept away and hid from a lot of that.
Oh, that's
stuff.
good. So you had people around you that cared about you, that
Oh,
protected.
absolutely.
That's great. And when I look back at some of your career, like for example, playing Vegas at 12 years old, what was Vegas like? Just it doesn't even matter what year it was, but for a 12-year-old to be playing Vegas, that had to be really exciting.
It was exciting, and Vegas was exciting, and Vegas was good, not like it is today.
Evil now?
It's changed a lot.
Okay. Somebody pooped in my shower last time I was in Vegas.
True
It's
story.
not a joke. Went in there, somebody pooped in my shower, Brenda. That's so it is evil. So, yeah, no, I know.
End of interview.
Yeah, I'm telling you, end of Vegas trip for me.
You peeped and
No, he didn't.
No.
pooped?
Someone pooped in my shower. We went back in the room after we'd been down at the.
I thought you said you did.
No, I wish it had been me. I wouldn't have been as grossed out. We walked back in the room and there was poop in our shower from somebody else.
What'd you do?
Called and said there's poop in my shower from somebody else. Vegas has changed. That's why I'm asking about old time Vegas.
Yeah, I loved old time Vegas.
Yeah.
The days when Wayne Newton was the thing, and all the good acts and the quartets and all, they were playing there, and it seemed like that was the place to be at the time.
Did you ever gamble?
No,
Oh man, never.
never.
Anybody ever poop in your shower?
Not me.
Okay, I just making sure. I'd not recommend it. So some of the
Was the water running?
No, we walked back in and there was like a weird towel in there, my wife and I, and there was a weird towel. We're like, who's been in our shower? And there was a piece of poop.
Oh my Lord!
And I said, has Brenda Lee been here? That's exactly what I said.
did
That's
not.
exactly what I said.
You did not.
Can I ask you about some people, like, for example, Little Richard? Like, Little Richard to me, so exciting as an artist. Not just a player, not just a singer, but as a whole artist. And I know that you knew Little Richard. What was he like?
He was crazy in a good way. He was very sweet. He supported a lot of people. And his show was one of the most exciting to this day that I've ever seen. And he's my friend.
A lot of people would even know him that's younger than me from Full House. He went on and was the uncle on Full House. And so he went and he played the school show. But I was a big Little Richard fan.
I was too.
What about someone like Patsy Cline?
Patsy and I were the best of friends. And even though I was a lot younger, I was a kid, but I'd go and she'd talk to me about show business. And she taught me a whole lot about how to deal with people in a good way. And I lived on Kelly Road at the time in Brentwood. And we had 12 acres and it was all fenced. and her plane went down almost in our backyard.
That close, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, that sucks. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
No, it does.
Yeah.
And it broke my heart because even though, like I said, she was older than me, I just loved her. I loved her for her goodness. I loved her for her kindness. A lot of people don't know that. And she was tortured in a lot of ways mentally. But she got through it. She went through it. She didn't tell anybody about it. But those of us that were close to her knew it. And I'm close to her kids to this day.
What about someone like George Jones?
Well, George, I mean, what a singer. One of the best singers I've ever heard. But the stunts he pulled.
And we hear about them, or we see like a recreation, but we probably have no idea.
Well, he was funny. And, I could see him drinking a little bit, but other people say, we don't know how that he goes on stage. But he did, and he did great. So I never knew that side of him.
Because you stayed away from him in a personal life, or your age was so...
My age was so young.
Yeah.
Mama wouldn't let me. When I got off that stage, Mama was waiting, and there we'd go.
Wow, that's a lot of love.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
'Cause that's got to be tough. As you're getting famous, your mom's still going, I'm still the mom, even though you're getting famous.
Absolutely.
And what was your mom like?
My mom was a beautiful woman. My dad died when I was 7. So Mama had a lot to do and everything. But she was a pretty woman. And she was asked many times by males in the industry for a date, and she never would do it. And I would say, Mama, date him. Maybe you'll find somebody for yourself and be happy. And she would always say, I'm happy now. So I just kind of let it drop.
Sounds like she is one of the major influences on still who you are today.
Absolutely. I don't know who or what I would have been without my mother.
Do you ever go back to your hometown in Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it like now?
It's still the same, honest to goodness. I expected to go down and see maybe one big building.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it wasn't going to be like Atlanta, but it's still the same precious little town that it was when I left.
Do you have a sign that says "Home of Brenda"? Anything like that?
No, they have a sidewalk that goes all around the school I went to, and it's the Brenda Lee sidewalk.
Oh, that's cool. Because do you want a sign? I'll make them put one up if you want one. Do you want one?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. No, don't think I won't call and talk to the mayor.
Oh, do it.
Okay. Make that note, Scuba. We're going to call, dang it, and get a sign that says, welcome to the home of Brenda Lee.
There you go.
And then it's going to say, quote, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. A couple more questions for you here. And I only say this because of your nickname, which was Little Miss Dynamite, but it was because everyone said you stood 4'9".
Yeah.
So I don't know how tall you are now.
4'9".
You're still 4'9". Okay. 4'9's not very tall.
At all.
Right. Did you ever think at 10, 11, 14 years old, like at some point, am I going to grow anymore? Or was your mom also short?
No, Mother wasn't. Nobody in my family is except me. I don't know what happened.
How'd you feel about the nickname Little Miss Dynamite? Because it was referencing that you were 4'9".
It was. Well, I was just glad, like I said, to have a moniker that people would remember.
Yeah, that's good. But you have so much that people remember, and it is wild what has been chosen to be remembered by the masses, by the mainstream. Because again, if you were to separate your careers individually, you have 3 different massive, wildly successful careers.
Thank you.
And what people know now that's my age and younger are Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. It's still played currently. I mean, as a current Christmas song.
It is.
And then I'm Sorry went viral. And still, it's probably sampled for songs all the time, too.
It is. TikTok uses it a lot.
Yeah.
So it is.
Do you still make decent money off the Christmas song? Do you
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
like that. All right, good. All right. So that supports you? Like you still get the checks?
I get the checks, but my husband is the breadwinner, so he supports us,
Hey, wink, wink.
and he makes sure that the royalties are right
Oh, good.
and all that's right, and then he has his own separate business, which is a millwork company, and makes all the trim for the wonderful homes here, and
Really?
does all that stuff, and
I need to give you guys a call then.
well,
Will you sing as he puts it on?
you are crazy. But he works every day, and I say, why are you working every day? You don't have to. He says, I love it, and I want to take care of it, because we have 2 girls and 3 grandchildren and 1 great grandchild. So we figure that we're going to try to leave them something.
If there's extra, I'm here too.
Okay,
Just-
because you're being real nice to me, and I like that.
Yes, I'm sweet.
You'll get a check in the mail. Don't
Well,
you worry.
Thank you. Not now.
No, I'm not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people think I am, but I'm not.
Okay, let me say this. And Brenda, at some point, maybe even next year, I do this show that's like a different show. It's like an hour long. We really get into the career. I'm so just wildly interested in your career, other than the Christmas song.
Okay.
I would love for you to come over to my house studio sometime and us just, because you have such a history of not just this town, not just this format, just living different lives through the years with different
like
people.
when I go to foreign countries, I sing in their languages. I've learned.
No way.
Yeah.
How many languages?
French, Spanish, Japanese.
What song can you sing in Japanese?
I had a hit song there called One Rainy Night in Tokyo.
And you can sing that in Japanese?
Nureta hodo onimwa.
I don't know if you're lying, so I'm just going to go, yeah. Oh,
Yureru tomo shibi ga naseka setsu nakute. It's a little bit of
That's
the
so
big
good.
hit. Yeah.
Wow.
You're not making that up? Because I don't
I
know
swear
Japanese.
I'm
I can't
not.
fact check that.
No. You get.
My Japanese friend on the phone? I don't have any.
Yes,
I don't have any. I just have to trust you, Brenda. Okay, everybody out there, here's the deal. A Rockin' Christmas with Brenda Lee came out earlier this month. It is an honor to spend a few minutes with you. I would love to just go super in depth at some point, because you are.
I would love that.
Yeah, to me, you're it. She sold over 100 million records worldwide, Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and we still play. And there's so many more accolades too, but I don't want to make you feel too good. I need you wanting more. You know? Yeah. I need you wanting more accolades. So the next time we do this, I'll go full in and tell everybody exactly how great you are, but I'll do it in Japanese.
Really?
No, I won't. Just thought that'd be fun to say. Yes.
But I can come back.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to spend a lot of time together, and we're going to talk about everything, not just Christmas. Right now it's Christmas. I get it. We're promoting this and your song. I love it. I'm so happy you came in, but I want to talk about your whole career, because I don't think that's been focused on in a way that is that's right to what you deserve.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm very sweet. Remember me with that check. All right, there she is, Brenda Lee, everybody. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.